Hello, Pisces Sun, Virgo Rising. It is time for your year ahead reading. Let's start off with a little bit of astrology first. So, with a Pisces rising, Pisces is a mutable sign, it's a water element. So, very much about emotions or influenced by emotions and your intuition. You may have a strong connection to your intuition. So, with the rising is all about what you show to other people or how other people see you, view you when they meet you. They're going to see you as somebody who is very much in touch with their emotions, probably somebody who's very deeply intuitive and has a creative side. That could be with problem solving, that could be literally with um, in the creative arts, put it that way, or crafting or something like that. Maybe around decorating too. You could also be very good at reading the room when it comes to the emotional undercurrents that are going on. A little bit less so than Scorpio, but you definitely have that capacity to kind of send a wave of tentacles or feelers out over the room and understand kind of what's going on in spite of what people may be saying on the surface. Now, with that Pisces rising, that means your sun is most likely in the seventh house. Not in every case, but most likely in the seventh house. The seventh house is all about commitment, relationships, connections, or contracts, even. And with your Virgo there, you like to know the details. You want to get into the details. You want to get into the weeds on things. You want to deeply know the other person. You also like to be of service. You like to help people in some way. So that's going to be very valuable to you. Your I can speak. Your sense of self-identity may come from your role in the relationship and how you support your partners, whether that is romantic or business. What is your specific role in there? And you want to have that clearly defined. You want to know who's responsible for what. How are we going to handle certain things? You want to have agreements in place, things like that. And Virgo likes to get into those details. They want to know, they want to have a plan in place for certain things that go on. So you may be the one that is really pushing for those things. What if this happens? What if that happens? What's our plan? How are we going to resolve it? You're going to be probably the planner of the two of you. Okay, let's get into your cards. I'm going to pull 12 cards, just numbered 1 through 12. You can choose your starting month. It could be August, it could be September, it could be your birth date. It could be, if it feels right for you, leverage that intuition, and you're finding this a few months down the road. It could be the month that you find it or the month after that. Do what feels right for you. I was about to cut again. We have already done that. So let's get into the cards. So month 1, 2, and 3. And then month 4, 5, and 6. And month 7, 8, and 9. Stop. Month 10, 11, and 12. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the 8 of coins. Oh, and you have the bonus card in this deck here too. Interesting. So I'm taking a quick scan here of the overall cards. 1, 2, 3. So you have 4 major arcana cards plus the bonus card. And it's interesting that you have these 3 right here, right in a row. So this could be a big year of evolution for you. Okay, and that makes sense with your back of the deck card too. So what I'm feeling generally, this is a leveling up year. Possibly around your career or home. And leveling up does not necessarily mean you're starting your own business or you're becoming the manager or the CEO. It's all about feeling confident in what you do, a sense of control and confidence. And you are choosing your path here. Your path is unique to you. Maybe you decide to quit with the 9 to 5 and become a consultant. Maybe you decide to stop consulting and take up a 9 to 5. Or maybe you decide you don't want to work full time, you want to work part time, or vice versa. But you are in control of this and you enjoy what you're doing, whatever it is. So I'm saying that mainly because here with the 8 of Coins, this is a card where somebody is the master of their craft. Somebody has a very high reputation. People come to them with their questions for clarity, things like that, for direction even. Does not necessarily mean that you are the one in charge, but you are certainly the expert in this area. There is recognition here of your expertise. That could mean a raise or a promotion, but do you want the promotion too? This is up to you. These are your choices that you're making this year. What do you want to do with your knowledge, with your skill? What is going to fulfill you the most here going forward? You know you're good at what you do, and everybody around you knows you're good at what you do. So what's your next move? That's what I'm feeling with that. So let's get into your months. We're starting off here with month 1 with the 6 of Wands. This is the victory card. That's it. Okay, next. The 6 of Wands means that people are looking up to you. They are inspired by you. You have done something that is encouraging others to branch out or take similar steps or make similar changes in their lives. You're leading by example. You're just living your life in a way, but this may be a particular accomplishment that is really getting a lot of recognition. Again, and inspiring a lot of people. Don't minimize your success here. Don't try to shut people down when they're trying to compliment you or ask you for advice and say, oh, well, that wasn't it. Anybody could do that. But anybody didn't do that. You did that. You're the one who made the choice and followed through on it, which is it's huge. You stuck to it. It's also true. So both your sun and your rising are mutable signs, which means that you don't have a problem with change. You're willing to switch things up if they need to be switched up. You also don't necessarily have a fixed opinion on everything. It does depend, again, on other placements you have. But generally, you're not going to have too fixed of it. You're willing to modify things if needed, on the fly, if necessary, to improve the situation. And that may be what happened here. As you took the initiative to say, no, this isn't working. This is the change we need to make. You made it in the moment when it was necessary and maybe turned a project that was failing into a success. Inspiring. You took ownership and you made it happen. And you're getting a lot of accolades for that. So acknowledge your own success. Celebrate your own success. And enjoy it. And then in month 2, we have the Fortitude card. And this is also known as the Strength card. And what I'm getting with this is one of the key words I have around this card is compassion. So this is where we're embracing our own inner strength, our own wolf, right? So we can be fierce. We can be fiercely protective. We can be aggressive. You have the potential to be. But it is embracing that part of yourself and knowing how to, or understanding and accepting the fact that you are capable of being super fierce and aggressive. But you have enough strength, enough fortitude to hold that back. You know just how much to let out, how much to release. You have control. So the aspect of compassion within that control comes in from not immediately attacking somebody who may be trying to get you to be aggressive and attack. You have the insight or compassion here. Maybe you're leveraging that Pisces energy where you understand that they are lashing out and trying to get you to lash out in response because they're hurting in some way. That's where the compassion can come in. It can also come in where if you did lash out at something, if you did release your inner beast and you're feeling bad about it, have some compassion for yourself. Recognize what the circumstances were. recognize maybe that you've learned something from that too, and it was meant to happen the way it was. And don't denigrate yourself for that. Acknowledge that this is a side of you, this is a piece of you. And it can be tamed without removing the beneficial aspects of it. So this feels like a month where you're recognizing that, you're acknowledging that this is within you, and that it can be leveraged for more than just responding to negativity. It's great for competition. It's great when you're trying to push yourself through an obstacle or a difficulty. You have the fortitude to push through. You have the strength of will to make things happen. And maybe that's something that happens in month 2, where in the past you would have just turned tail and run, and now you're sticking it out and you have the fortitude to withstand the challenge and wait them out if that's what it takes, without getting aggressive or retaliating in any way. Standing your ground. And then in month 3, we have the moon, another major arcana card for you. This is where something is revealed. So secrets come to the surface. They can no longer be hidden. So if you think of things that we can only see under the light of the moon that are not seen or not visible during the full light of the sun, this is what we mean. You're seeing something in a different light, which sheds new light on it, really? That's what we're going with? You can see the truth of the situation now. It may have been obscured by everything else that was around it before, but now that some things have been cleared away, now that things have shifted just a bit, now it's obvious what's going on. Now it can't be hidden anymore. Now this information is going to cause you or result in you needing to make a decision about how you want to proceed in a certain situation. This does not necessarily feel personal. It feels like it's a circumstances thing. It could be related to your company or your job. Where else am I feeling this? Maybe something at home or an extracurricular activity. It feels more outside the home than inside, but it may impact inside. Okay. But you have a choice to make here. Ultimately, once you learn this, are you going to address it head on? Or are you going to let things play out? Those feel like your 2 likely options here. It doesn't feel like there's a right or wrong way to deal with it. You can let things play out. You can let themselves dig the grave deeper, basically. Or you can confront it head on because you don't want to deal with it anymore. You don't want to put that much energy into it. So it depends on how you're feeling a little bit here. Lean on that Pisces energy, I would say here. I think the Leo would want them to just, well, actually, Leo would probably want to confront it head on and get it out of the way. So depending on what it is, although you're Leo with the Leo in the 8th house, they're going to want more information too. So this is going to be completely up to you how you want to play it, but you're going to discover something in March that, yeah, you're going to have to make a decision which direction you want to go. It's just when you want to make that decision is going to be the key. And then in month 4, we have the Empress, your 3rd major arcana card in 4 months. So quite a lot of inner revelations and recognition of your strengths and how you want to handle, secrets that have been revealed. The Empress, though, is the ultimate creator in the tarot deck. She is the mother of the tarot. This is somebody who's very nurturing. It is definitely feminine energy, is very creative. So this may be a month where you're working. No, it's not about that. Okay. What is this about then? Sorry, just a moment. Okay. This is about actually embracing your inner child, nurturing your inner child. So you need to do something youthful, something a little playful, maybe a little silly, maybe even playing with some young kids in some way or young children in some way. You need to embrace that silly, playful side. At the same time, you're very nurturing, right? Because you're silly adult in here. But you're definitely being encouraged to play. Why would we want to do that? Hold on. We're pausing too long. Why the play? I'm asking my guides, not you. Why the play? You need to loosen up. You need to let go of the negativity possibly, or the energy that was related to the secret here, and use that, convert that into something creative, something fun, something enjoyable. So you're transmuting your energy here in month 4. And you're doing that through play, through fun, through nurturing your body, yourself, your inner child here. Letting it experience something maybe you always wanted to do as a child. Maybe you're going to, I'm seeing go-karts or bumper boats, something that's just fun. Bumper cars, okay? Maybe you're going to a little local circus or play or fair. And engaging in things that you would have done when you were younger, or maybe you weren't allowed to do when you were younger. So you're just going to indulge it and you're going to play into that here in month 4. And it's part of healing a child wound in some way too for you. But at the end of the month, you're just going to be feeling a little bit more fulfilled, a little bit more grounded, connected, and creative. Yeah. In ways you did not expect. Letting that child, your inner child, play. Okay. That's what we're going with for you. And then in month 5, we have the 10 of coins. Now, the 10 of coins is a legacy card. This is a card indicating great success. Success with family, with work, with home. You're sitting in a good place. You're accomplishing your goals. You may even be ahead on your goals. This is, I like to think of this as this is your new set point. This is your base now from which everything else comes from. It's going to be very hard to slide backward, or unlikely that you will slide backward. This is your new base point. This is your new floor level. You've come up from the basement. Now you're on the first floor. This could be something like a retirement, where you're retiring and now you're freeing up time to focus on other things. But you know what your retirement income is going to be. You have that base. You have that foundation. Your home may be paid off, or you know what your expenses are around the home every month. And you know that you can meet that. So that's your new baseline. It's feeling very accomplished, very successful in your way, whatever that means to you. Is appreciating that. It's recognition of that. It is such a feeling of accomplishment and confidence. You have what you need to meet whatever's coming in the future. Beautiful. And then in month 6, we have the King of Coins. This feels like a financial advisor for you right off the bat. So kings are masculine energy. They're much more projective, directive, definitely leaders. But with the coins they're going to be more of a laid back. They're definitely very confident. They know what they're doing. They are a leader in their field or whatever subject area this is for you. Massive confidence, but also very approachable. So this is somebody you're going to be going to for advice, either around finances or your career, on what the potential things are. What are the different options available to you with what you have and where you want to go, your goals for the future. So this feels like you're setting yourself up or getting ready for your next steps when it comes to those types of goals. So seek out that person who has that kind of energy. And then down here in month 7, we have the Knight of Swords. So knights are somebody for me who is sort of they're out there to gain experience. They're know-it-alls, but they don't have any experience at it yet. So they don't really know what they're talking about. They don't know all the nuances or the possibilities that can be used or that knowledge might apply to. They have the degree, they have the certificate, they went to the class, they read the book, but they have no experience. So the knight is out there gaining experience. They are learning. So there's something, maybe you've picked up some information, maybe you went to some classes and now you are learning how to apply those skills and picking up these skills. Then this is going to be around communication. So maybe it's a class around writing. It could be a class, something that has to do with some new apps, social media apps, or maybe, what am I picturing? The different apps you use at work to communicate. So Teams and whatever ones are out there. It doesn't feel like email that's too typical practical. This is something different and a unique way, potentially, of communicating. But you're really digging into it. You're learning the system, okay, and how it works, or maybe different systems and how they work and interact. And maybe ultimately you're going to be deciding which one to pick or use, but first you have to learn how to use them. What's the easiest one to use? What are the positives and negatives of the options? So this is where it feels like you read the manual. Now, if you go in and actually follow the manual, does it actually work as designed or not? So maybe some QA testing or something like that. It does feel like you doing this here in month 6. Testing things out. In month 7, we have the Queen of Cups. So another leader. This time it's the Queen, so feminine energy, and in Cups. This feels like you also. You standing in your power. This is leveraging your Pisces energy a bit here. And this may be specific to the situation where you have experience in this area and you have advice to offer. You may also be leveraging your intuition here when giving your response to to the person who's coming to you for advice here on what they should do, on what you would advise. How would you handle this situation? So you're going to give some very solid advice here. Leverage your emotional intelligence. You got this. Yeah. Definitely your nurturing energy too, pushing through. So it feels like it's a softer response, very thoughtful, but coming from your emotional wisdom space more than anything else. So somebody's going to need you here in this month. And then in month 9, we have the Lovers. So the Lovers, this is all about, it could literally be lovers. It could also be about contracts. And it's 7th house energy, which is where your Virgo is. This feels like it is, okay. So this is all about the commitment itself. If you're currently committed, whether it's in a contract or a relationship, romantic or otherwise, is this something you want to maintain? Is this something you want to take to the next level? Is this something you want to fix or not fix? There's an aspect of analysis here, analyzing the relationship. What are you getting out of it? What do you need from the other person? What are your needs here? What do you want to do next with this relationship? Are you breaking up? Are you splitting up? Is it a temporary thing? Or are you guys moving in together? Are you getting engaged? Are you getting married, etc.? What do you want to do? Where do you want to take this? How do you want to respond? It could be that your partner is coming to you and they need something. Do you want to meet that need or not? How do you feel about that? It's about having conversations with your partner. And if you do not have a partner romantically or contractually in some way. This could also have to do with friends. Is this a friendship you want to continue or not? It could potentially mean meeting a potential partner, but you really need to take your time and ask a lot of questions and see if you're on the same page. Do you both really want the same things? Don't just jump in to the relationship. It needs to be thoughtful. It needs to be a meeting of the minds, not just a meeting of the bodies. Okay, and then month 10, we have the bonus card. So the name of this tarot deck is the Lost Tarot, and I think of this as the adventurer of the deck, the person, or the discoverer, the treasure hunter, kind of in a way too. So this is a month where you're seeking something. You want something bigger or different than you've had before. This is beyond the norm. So this may be a month where you're doing a lot of soul searching. This could also be where you just want to get in the car and take off and pick a direction and go and just explore, see what comes up, not have a plan. You don't want to have a plan. You want to have an adventure. So you could be off by yourself doing this or with one or two other people, but you just want to have an adventure. So this is a month of adventure, of trying things without a plan and going with the flow. You choose your direction. Maybe it's a different direction every day. This might be, well, no, that would be coming up with a plan. Yeah. This may be where whatever your moon is, maybe you want to embrace your moon energy in some way or your Mars energy. And that's going to vary for everybody. But this is something that is exciting and very intriguing to you, and you're going to give it a shot. Why not? Why not try? So maybe it's just a month of why not? All right. And then month 11, we have the 3 of coins. So this is a teamwork makes the dream work kind of card. So you're working with a couple of other people on a project that is going to benefit all of you or your community. So this could be a work project. It could be something to do with the house or your home or somebody else's home, but ultimately it benefits everybody involved. So hence a community thing too. So if this had to do with a home, maybe you share a yard with a couple of the neighbors and you guys want to make a cohesive garden thing or theme for the yards so that they all go together and maybe look like one bigger thing. Maybe you're working on something that's related to holidays. Maybe, so if we're doing the traditional, let's say September start, maybe you guys are getting together and coming up with a Halloween maze or some sort of maze or some sort of holiday project together that's going to benefit all 3 of you. Or maybe it has to do with a light show if this is related to Christmas. And this is the planning stages and figuring out how you're going to arrange your holiday lights across the 3 of you. Or again, it could have to do with a project at work. It could have to do with something else in your community, but it's the 3 of you working together to benefit the whole, ultimately. And then in month 12, we have the 5 of Swords. So we're ending the year with a bit of a challenge, maybe a little bit of chaos, because 5s in general are challenges. They are conflicts. It's something you need to overcome so that you can move forward. So this is kind of a test to see if you're really ready to move on from something, if you've really matured and are ready to go to the next level, the next thing. So 5 of Swords in particular, this could be an argument with someone. A lot of times this is indicating a need to win the argument at all costs. So it's a hollow victory. You got the last word, great, but did you really win the fight? Try not to win at all costs. Try not to, how do I want to put this? Don't cut off the contact. You want to keep the channel open. You want to hear the other side. Even if you're feeling angry, regardless of your feelings, you need to be open to what the other side has to say. And you really need to take the time to listen and understand. Even if at the end you guys decide not to agree, you don't want to leave without hearing what they have to say. And you also want to make sure that you're heard. Now, if they're not willing to hear you, you can say, well, my door is open. I'm here when you're ready to hear my side of this story, the argument, whatever. But you're not just, taking all your swords and going away, taking your toys and going home. You're leaving it open and not cutting off your nose to spite your face. All right, Virgo Sun, Pisces Rising, that is what I have for you for your year ahead. Please hit that like button. Please share this video. And please hit subscribe to help me grow my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you later.